Hi everyone. This video is for some guidance for the recitation project. Before this video, um, I like to talk about the change of the due dates for assignments. Due to the coronavirus, we have decided to delay the due dates for assignment 9, 10, and 11 to the last day of our course, which is May 4th. So you need to remember that this is the last available day. So after this due date, you cannot submit any work for the assignments 9, 10, and 11. And the due date for recitation project is April 30. So it's very important to remember to finish your work before the due dates and submit the right format of your assignments. And because the recitation project is worth of 20 points, and the recitation project is not some it's not normal recitations. It's within the assignments. So in this video, I cannot teach you to do the recitation project one step, task by one stack, one task by one task, to give you to give you some guidance on how to finish every task. In this video, I like to only talk about some formulas or something that you may not be familiar with to do during doing this recitation project. So let's start. First, you need to remember that you need to enter your name on cell A1 of the worksheet. Okay. So the first spreadsheet is the grades. The task one for the grades is to create some items like assignment 1 to assignment 11, and also need to create the items like instructor enter extra credit, TA extra credit, recitation project, and 3 final exams. And you also need to insert the maximum values, score values for each item, and you need to enter the grade that you may get for this. Because the task is very simple, I don't want to waste some time to teach you how to do this. I just show you the result. So this is the result worksheet. You need to have all of the right entries between C3 to C21, and also you need to have the maximum possible score for each item, which is 2 for assignment 1, which is an extra assignment, 20 for assignment 2 to 11, and also 80 for exam 1 and 2, and something like this. So, and this is the task 1 of the grade spreadsheet. The next task is to compute the total points for this course, which is enter the label totals on the cell C28, and then you need to use a formula and functions to compute the total points obtained. So this is the formula. In the cell of D28 right here, you need to use the formula sum if the data area is D3 to D21, and if the item is bigger or equal to 0, we will compute and add this data. to our totals. And the second formula, the meaning is that if the score of final exam part 1 is bigger than your exam 1, and we will use the final exam part 1 to compute your total points. If not, we just use the exam 1. Okay. So the third formula is also the same. If the final exam part 2 is bigger than your exam 2, because that the maximum score for each part is just 40, so we need to use 2 times this score of each part to and then to compare 2 times this part score to your exam score. Okay. So this is the formula to compute the totals. The first function is SUMIF, and then you need to use 2if to compute this. Okay. The next job is to compute your performance, which is how many % of points you have obtained for this course. The formula is very easy. You just use D28 over E28. And you need to add the format for this cell, which is like this. What we use is percentage, and decimal places is 1. Okay. So this is task 3. The next task is to just get the letter grade for this course. So the first job is to create a grading table for the references, and then we can use the VLOOKUP function to get the letter grade. So let's first create this grading table. So in the area of G3 to H9, we can just create the grading table. If you just get the grade 0% to 60%, you can only get an F, and the 60 to 70% you can get a D, and after that C plus until A. So this is the grading table for the later referencing. So the next job is to compute the letter grade for this course based on your points. And the function we use is VLOOKUP, which has been talked about in former recitations. And the formula is very easy, which is VLOOKUP, and the data is the area you want to present data is the data is D29, and the referencing table is G3 to H9, and we just like to use the second column to as our presenting result, which is the letter grade. So this is a formula to reference and search the grading table and present the letter grade. VLOOKUP D29 G3 H9 2. Okay. So the last task is to do the what if analysis. The what if analysis is used to evaluate that if you change some grades in your assignments of your exams, and then we can test that the letter grade of this course will be changed to what. This is the purpose of the what if analysis. For example, so now the grade for final exam part 1 is just 32. If we change this grade by 38 or 40, I believe that the letter grade will be promoted to at least B plus or A. Okay, so this is what if analysis. The way we do the what if analysis is very simple. So first we need to click the data cell, which is D30, and then we click the data tab, and then we find the button, which is what if analysis. The introduction is try out values for the formulas in your sheet using scenario manager, goal-seek, and data tables. Right now, we just use scenario manager. So click this one and click scenario manager. Right now, I have already created 3 scenarios to do the what if analysis. We can just add a new one. Just click add, and we can give a name, which is the scenario 4, and the data area is D19 to D21. So I click OK, and then we can enter the values for each of the changing cells. For example, we can just change this one to just like 10, 10 for the part 1 of your final exam, and 14 is the hypothesis, the grade for part 2, and 10 for part 3. We click OK. We just create a new scenario, and then we click show. And the software will generate a scenario summary automatically, which is like this. And for example, for scenario 1, if we just change the grade for the final exam to 38, 37, 35, and I believe that the letter grade will be changed to A. Okay, so this is the recitation project. I think that it's not very time consuming and difficult to do this recitation project, and it's very easy to get the full grades for this recitation project. So I hope that you can work on this carefully and quickly, and you need to remember that you need to submit the project with the right format, which is just an Excel file to Canvas on time. Okay, bye.